going crazy right now.
Oh, because I commented?
Because you commented.
I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm out of order, I don't know. But my ex is with somebody, and he was on a radio show, he was on like Breakfast Club talking about it.
This is a really healthy and beautiful relationship, bro. If I'm going to get married, it's to her.
Wow.
And all I said was, I'm so happy for them. I hope they get married. Mm-hmm. That's it. And then the shade room ran with that, and then like everybody got something to say.
Yes, guys! Looks like Tiffany Haddish is not done obsessing over Common and talking about him. And word on the street is that she's finally managed to be a problem with Jay Hud, and Common is tired of her mentioning him all the time.
First started dating Common, I thought it was a beautiful thing.
I'm like, oh girl, he fine. Common was different from what she would normally date. He wasn't competing with her. No toxicity. It was good and it was peaceful. And that relationship lasted like maybe 9 months, and then we broke up over the phone, and then I haven't seen him since.
But honestly, if there's one relationship people don't seem to get, it's the one involving Common and Jennifer Hudson. One minute they are together, with Common even saying that if he's ever gonna get married, it will be to JHud. The next minute, Common is being exposed for allegedly cheating on her with a younger woman. Not long ago, they were also trending because Jay Hud allegedly rejected Common's proposal, and now there are claims that they have broken up again. And Common is allegedly revealing that he's been through a lot with Jay Hud, but also that the experience with Tiffany Haddish was worse than Jay Hud because Tiff can be a lot.
Yes! I'm a paleontologist. When I was younger, anytime I would go on a date, I would ask a guy if I could see his.
Right.
And then I would pull out my disposable camera and I'll ask him, can I take a picture of you? I'm like, I don't want your face or anything. I just want to remember your. And they be holding it in their hand. And then from their hands, you can see like dirty nails, dirty. And you can see like the tip of their usually match their fingernails. It was a nice little coffee table conversation situation.
I mean, I hope y'all are seated. Okay, guys, let's just start by breaking down this Jay Hud situation, because the streets are saying that contrary to what y'all may be seeing about JHud and Common being all loved up, the truth is, behind the scenes, all hell has broken loose. Y'all know that sources close to Jay Hud already spilled that she did not see herself getting married to Common because she was not ready. The source revealed that even though Common came into Jen's life and swept her off her feet, Jay Hud was worried about Common's past with so many famous women and was pulling away from making a hasty decision. But let's be real, guys. Isn't this something Jen knew before she got into this relationship? Common's business has been all over for years, so it's honestly just ridiculous that she was now in doubt about marrying Common because of his history with women. Girl, please. Anywho, apparently, another reason why she wasn't ready for marriage, based on what people close to her said, was that Jennifer was scared to go through the same trauma after her toxic relationship with David Otunga, and she reportedly still believed that marriage wasn't in the cards for her. She was reportedly scared to commit and vowed not to marry anyone or rush into a hasty relationship after the one she had with David. Now, remember how David was the one painted as the villain, with JHud saying that David had increasingly aggressive, threatening, and behavior towards her and their son? Later on, David said that Jay Hud was lying, and because she had more influence in the industry, he was getting most of the heat. He even said he had been their son's primary caregiver since birth because Jennifer was on the road a lot, basically contradicting her claim in the legal docs that she was the primary caregiver. In addition, he also said that Jennifer was the one who forced him to choose his family over his work, and then later started complaining that he was freeloading. So, because Jen had also accused David of some serious allegations, the police opened an investigation into the allegations, and he was cleared a few months later, and Jennifer voluntarily dropped her order of protection against David on the condition that he promised to never return to her property. Basically, David said that Jen was using her power and influence to make him look like the bad guy, yet she was the real monster, and he was just trying to tell people that she is not who she portrays. Here's where it gets interesting. So, based on what I've heard, Common also got to experience that dark side of Jay Hud and just couldn't take it anymore. I've actually even seen some allegations claiming that Jay Hud started feeling like Common is beneath her because she makes more money than him. Well, things have reportedly gotten worse recently, and allegedly, they are just pretending to be okay to save face. I mean, that must be pretty humiliating for Common, considering everything he's already been through with women, but apparently, it's nothing compared to what he went through with Tiffany Haddish. Just for a bit of background, Tiff and Common met when they co-starred in the movie The Kitchen in 2019, but their relationship was platonic at first. The following year, they matched matched on Bumble and went on a virtual date and began dating soon after. According to Tiffany, the relationship she had with Common was, hands down, the best she had ever had, and she even said that if Common ever proposed, she'd want him to do so with an apartment building. However, based on what I've heard, after Common got together with Tiffany, he realized that she's actually a very twisted person, and that whatever was being said about her dark past was actually true. Baby, let me just remind y'all that Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears were sued by siblings who used the pseudonyms John and Jane Doe, and the two said their mother was friends with Tiffany for most of their life. And in 2013, Tiffany used them inappropriately in skits she filmed. Apparently, Tiffany told their mom she was taking them to auditions, when in reality, she was having them film skits that were highly inappropriate. In the lawsuit, Jane Doe alleged that Tiffany persuaded her to film a suggestive video, supposedly teaching her how to blow, and John Doe claimed Tiffany and Aries took advantage of him when he was 7 years old while filming a Funny or Die video. See, because of the trauma they went through, the siblings said they had developed social disorders, and the brother claimed he was so afraid of being watched or recorded, he placed band-aids over all the cameras on his electronics. Apparently, Jane also took over as John's guardian around the end of 2019 or start of 2020 due to a cascading series of traumatic personal issues that impacted their mother's mental and physical health. She also enrolled both herself and her brother in therapy, according to the lawsuit. Guys, the same Tiffany was also accused of pushing an undocumented young woman into the adult movie world and then physically roughing her before trying to get her deported by reporting her to immigration enforcement. And you know, she was actually proudly talking about it.
I ended up like because he had her like stripping and doing. So I ended up taking her from him, and basically I became her agent and had her doing.
That's a beautiful way to say it.
And she was getting more money or whatever. I was like, so I ended up getting kind of involved in like the world, but I wasn't in. But I was providing the talents.
What was that like?
It was
Short-lived, long-lived?
Very short-lived.
Oh.
Very short-lived. I ended up up and
oh wait, like physically?
yeah, I ended up stomping her out.
What was that?
And I
like?
called immigrations on her, tried to get her deported.
Stop. Wait, that is
And
like
I might have somebody in immigrations just to really
no!
make her life hell.
Tiffany's like, off record, I may have someone at immigrations, but that's none of your business. Keep it moving.
Yeah, I didn't put that part in the book.
And by the way, her ex-husband also accused her of lying about having a miscarriage. The thing is, in Tiffany's biography, The Last Black Unicorn, she paints her unnamed ex-husband as a stalker and the possible reason for losing their unborn baby. But William Stewart said the book was full of lies. While Tiffany never mentions William Stewart by name, he's the only person she's ever been married to, making him easily identifiable. And in a lawsuit he filed against Tiffany, he said that she lied. The book said that he was to blame for the incident, but he fired back in the lawsuit, claiming Tiffany voluntarily went to the doctor to have a termination. Guys, in the same book, Tiffany actually revealed she got revenge on an ex who had cheated on her and filmed an intimacy tape with another woman. Apparently, she pretended she wanted to get back together with him and went over to his house and gave him back his Air Jordans, except there was a surprise in the shoes. She had defecated in the shoes. As if that wasn't enough, she had a bootlegger slice the private tape footage and sent it to members of his family. Pretty twisted, right? And let me not even begin with all the allegations about how she's always been an addict and possibly has a loose nut up there. Now, can you imagine what Common possibly went through when they were together? This is someone who was literally capable of anything, and apparently after they broke up, it became even clearer to Common that he actually dodged a bullet. First of all, even though Common tried to be kind with his words, Tiffany said that the decision was not mutual, and these were her exact words. It wasn't mutual. It was more him saying, I think this relationship has run its course. And I was like, okay, like, you gonna be a 50-year-old single man, okay? She also basically added that Common had abandoned her, saying, I'm a pretty positive person and I'm here to have an experience. I would love to have a partner to experience it with. But also, I guess I've been alone for so long and so used to being abandoned, I expect it, which is sad, right? Remember, she also said that Common may not be one to settle, and he's the kind that only moves from flower to her. And while this may be true, there's just something about the tone Tiffany used.
He might be the type of person that never like really settles with somebody. Maybe he's like he's like a bee going from flower to flower to flower. I don't know. I wish him nothing but joy and happiness.
In addition, Tiffany was out here talking trash and literally throwing shade at Jay Hud when she got together with Common.
Girl, he never gave me no damn earrings. He probably gave those to Jennifer.
I mean, it's giving still obsessed with Common, and I don't know if she's doing other things behind the scenes, but from what I've heard, Common is just like, nah, she's too much. And whether or not it affected his relationship with Jay Hud, I also don't know, but I'd sure love to know your thoughts, so sound off down below.